So, as I start this series, it is important to remember that things that I do every day were not necessarily mentioned, and typically not mentioned. There's going to be a bunch of notes in here. We have the circle of divine names there: Yahweh, Aduni, Ahya, Angla, or Yeye. And let's look at what I put in the December section. Alkin, Huya, and we have the faced interior for its sound, Lishma, and previously Pushim, and different pronunciations: Yahoo, Yahweh, 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 Yahovah, Yahovah, Yahoveh, and the V is not proper pronunciation, but hero world, cherish your divinity, is one, only God shall know you. Only God shall you invoke. Worship no image of a face. Oh, form no image of a face. Worship not what you see. Don't misuse the gods' names. Honor the heavens and the earth so that thy days may be long in the land. And different ideas that are important. People are going to call you the Antichrist if you're on the right path, but it's not really about being Antichrist or anything, is it? Lucifer is a misunderstood term because I bring the light. It has nothing to do with the devil. Rabakam is the ancient Egyptian for to return a place or thing, or to a place or thing. Conksum Regis, extended light and kingship. Martadatafate, a Persian word I can no longer find the meaning of. Jafar, Sa'i, and Baknachurwa. The little stream, wise in the service of the one divinity. You know, Baknachurwa is like an ancient Egyptian form of the of Abdullah. Two of the most often asked questions a person can be asked is, what happens when I die? What is the meaning and the purpose of life? Have I lived before? How can I find help with life's challenges? Are heavens and hells real places? Heaven is the sky of the universes. Hell is just south of Jerusalem through Hanun, the dung gate, Gehenna. Of course, there are metaphysical and psychic places. Well, I mean, there's psychic and spiritual places, so that's something different. Trust in God, severely striving on the best is the beginning, the figure path, the right things, sabr, the patience. You've lived before in the womb. The meaning of life varies per person. The purpose of life is to increase your consciousness, righteousness for the God's sake. And the reasons, deep, well, there's different ways of expressing the thing, but is probably the best important. Breathing techniques, the lowering the heart rate to 36 beats per minute was what I was able to do on January 9th. Pranayama, 1 breath per minute. And creating a sound like that can be good in moving rituals. Out with the bow and prostration, in with the other movements in between. And January 10th, humbly doth I humbly doth I climb to high places of God, to worship the Most High. There I find the weapons to fight the Satans. They're not only of heart and mind. Between the dew pillars I whirl. The duality in nature splurs. Its glee is all. Each step I sigh. The duality in nature glee splurs. It does all. Oh, as does all. With each step I sanctify. And before I. Okay, I've probably jumbled that. Pranayama, again, I got down to 36 beats per minute on the 11th of January, 2006. And we have that would have been the 10th of the 12th month of 1426. The 4th hour of the day is when that poem came through. And on the 12th, we have pranayama. I got down to 30 beats per minute. And again, about a breath every minute. Some people have lowered their breathing and their heart rate to the point where people have declared them dead and they actually got buried. But that's very rare, and I'm not sure if that's even safe to try. As a psychologist, I strive for what does feeling. Okay. As a mystic, I strive for the experience. As a philosopher, I strive for the meaning. As a mimicker, I strive for correct performance. As an authoritarian, I strive for order and authority. As a scientist, I strive to know the truth, or how it's true. And again, Pramayana 20, 10 out, 10 hold in. So outside of ritual, it's important to use different techniques. And we have some ideas from the heart of the master. Wisdom, virtue, energy, order, love, reason, purity. And the philosopher's stone. Seen in a Kabbalistic sort of way, sort of. Motion, will, libido, consciousness. Emotion, Venus. Will, Mars. Consciousness, Jupiter. Libido, Saturn. And the astral would be the moon. The sun would be the soul. And the different compilations. Typically, you'd see a square, and then the triangle, and the circle, and the moon. It's a full moon, by the way. Something not worth it. Coming like lightning, psychedelic light flows. Oh, not worth it to, yeah, I went too far with the breath control thing. Um, I also don't like the hyperventilating or the overheating techniques. One breath every 90 seconds is less efficient, hard to relax, breathing in so deeply, pleasant and inspiring after I've locked and no longer knowing my breath. Okay, because when you're doing a technique, you want to kind of, separate yourself from the technique, but yeah, don't suffocate yourself. Coming like lightning, psychedelic light flows, nothing clear though, nice. So that was after the late afternoon prayer, um, probably during the supplication portion. January 17th, 30 hold in, 30 out, and then hold for 10 for about 110 minutes. And what I read, I believe that's a Crowley source, Liber Vel Sigularum, and Atma Vidya is the soul, the knowledge of the soul, true wisdom. And we have Yuha Vidya, the knowledge, the cult, how the occult flowers in nature via ceremonies and rites. So sympathetic magic, as it would be called. Magic in terms of the deliberate change of consciousness, not, the word magic was never really intended to mean evil magicians. So on the 19th, the pranayama, I got down to 20 beats per minute. And yeah, 2 beats, a breath every 2 minutes was the rate I was going at. And I felt like I was dying, all miasmic, that like lightning was all over once. Pain stopped, and I've decided never go less than one breath in 90 seconds in meditation again because, yeah, it's like I was suffocating myself, and that was just too much. So after 9 p.m., worked on the 19th author, and one of the things that you may want to do is take the 21 or 28 squares of every Enochian author that you're working on and draw them out, maybe in a triangle around the name of the author. But there was a light being called Yapos, who showed me a tree of life, an Enochian reading for about 30 something of trees of life joined at the top, and I gave another count of this elsewhere. And Father saw something with fuzzy eyes in the smaller black mirror. And the 14th Enochian, this was the 14th Enochian author, not the 19th, I'm sorry. So it wasn't Pope. And at the Gnostic Mass, I planned to go to a Gnostic Mass, but I wasn't able to, I guess, at the OTO Lodge. Okay, I did say I listed it, it was Sunday. Yapos identified itself and told me, these are good and fitting representations of God. No man hath seen, heard, felt, or thought of what they represent of Yod. So Yod is the Enochian name of God and equals the number value 19. And each participant had different energies Most were in the Gnostic Mass of 3 to 4:10 p.m. that Sunday. Sekat Ma'at, I saw many colorful slips. With no real form, towards the front. Towards the back, the west, was a strong presence. Where I saw nothing colorful, sadness. Okay, I think I hopefully I have another count elsewhere, because apparently I have smudged this, or I opened this without washing my hands, especially. I take a number of people over in the soul spirit. Okay, the climatic point of that Gnostic Mass was the whole room was energized. And okay, my reading's harder to read than I thought. Okay. My Life with the Spirits, Long Mile Ludiquette. I finished writing my quotes and notes on that. I can't share that because, you know, copyrights, and basically it's entirely scholastic, so I made it too detailed to share on this channel. Finished listening to Al Quran with English from islamway.com. It was a good fast that Monday. Prayer is the priority. You don't, if you have to give up the quality of your prayer because you're fasting, you don't do it. But also there's the fact of, if you're addicted to caffeine and other such things, and having too much salt at night, you shouldn't have anyways, then you should, grin and bear it. It's a good thing to teach you that you're not eating or drinking right. I listened to the Liber 15, the Gnostic Mass CD, 6 times. I made purple and pink alternating 72 Goetia Spirits necklaces, which I took the names, and I'm going to show you the door, because see, I took these names that you see here, the Hebrew, and I put it on the necklace to hang up. For some reason, the pink and purple beads are not as easy to find as they used to be, but I was trying to learn the words to the Gnostic Mass better. Oh, and I hung them next to the Tree of Life drawing. Remember that blue thing that I had up in my room? With the rings and the glow in the dark? That is what it was, from the 25th of January. Oh, I listened to a selection of the Islam Way Quran, I suppose. 85 through 114 and some other parts, I'm not sure. Or maybe I just started it, I'm not sure. Started on the, maybe I meant to put that down there, because it takes way more than 2 days. It takes at least 6. I started a Goetic pillow. Remember my turtle pillow? I've showed it to, maybe someone on this channel has seen that. Man's Nature and Ministry, the Gnostic Tarot, the Snake. I started Okay. Not sure what to say. Made scent offerings with greater enthusiasm. Nowadays, I like to refresh my symbolic attachment by writing it down and, okay, this is the meaning I intend today, and this is the other meaning. But it's our personal connection to the objects that are used in ritual and our use of them that has the power. It's not that the herb answers a prayer for us. Now, there's certain scent therapies that have certain effects, and I'm not denying that. There's certainly proof behind that, particularly when we have associations. But people also have scent associations with trauma. Um, so, a good fast on Thursday. I finished typing up last week's Holy Visions. So, there's more detail in what's typed up, obviously, and it's more legible. I started a series of emails about goals, cause, about. I started emailing someone about Islam. Not sure what I said. Working at my willpower regarding food, because apparently even a snack was making me sick, so I had to be really careful and start with that. Or, hypoglycemic episodes and stuff, so I had to figure that out. Read the commentary on the Goetic circle snake is like the Kundalini. The people talk about the 7 chakras, and there's different systems of chakras. And we have, the rising from the base to the crown of the head. You can make the sounds to the point where you see inside you and around you like a rainbow serpent. And it's said to center around the heart, and I finished reading So Razi. Oh, sir. Okay. I read that wrong. Sir Tanu. I watched Howard Zinn. You can't. You can't you can't generalize. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Comment and question while I'm doing this. I don't think there's gonna be any ritual or anything during this little series here. Snake. Well, I finished that ceremonial pillow of the Goetia. And I double checked the albums. Oh, I double checked the alarms to figure out why they were going off. I don't know why I've marked that down. This is supposed to be a spiritual journal, but occasionally something else might be in here. 1/1/14/26. So a new year started. And Man and the True Nature. I watched the Dervish Project DVD, which is one I haven't found again. I haven't found reference to it after not too long after I bought it, but it's a really interesting one. This woman goes over her paintings, shares some Sufi teaching, and talks about her experience. And in honor of that not being able to be found, maybe I should do series directly like that, with a series of paintings and drawings and stuff, and look at that. astral project in the near future. I mean, more willingly, not, okay, it's going to happen sometimes and sometimes not other. Psychedelic dreams, as I did every night, but I had more control than usual and less, and lots of patterns. Okay, the phosphenes, the psychedelics, as it would be called. I read the commentary in English with Surah 23, and the requirement of a magical servant. We have Shulam is perfection. Cha'ut and Mahsham, the thought about God. Huwa is he, the brightness, and the name of the vastness. Okay, and let's close this. Usually I have more sleep by this time, but the end of January here, Surah 25 is what I've read on Monday. I'm not sure which translation. Maybe I'm going to see that when I see the end of it. I went to sleep to burst colors upon red backgrounds. Upon a red background. I finished the Islam Way Quran in sleep. Okay, that's what I was doing. I had set a Quran translation or a Quran, just the Quran, to play as I slept. That's why I'm finishing it every couple days. So what happens when you sleep could go into your unconscious. I finished the Kushti ritual poster. I could have done that in Avestin, but I didn't. Science of the Bible was a show that I wrote. I don't put down all the shows that I watch. But here I'm saying that I watched the Ekankar Temple of Ek, the meaning of surrender, and how the inner master works. Jesus the Man, important one to watch around the end and the start of the Vulgar Year. The Science of the Bible. I wrote Fornax Visits, because that's a spiritual experience that I had. And the 31st, about a half an hour meditation, and I saw psychedelic horrors in a third eye experience. My energy pulled. Now and I held to stop. Okay, I wrote a correction to something. A scent offering of, I can't quite read that, but I'm going to stop here and leave February for another time. And my typical Saturday program may commence shortly. I may wait to start doing those live broadcasts till afternoon. We'll see how I feel.